Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. The holiday season is here.
And we're ready to celebrate all month long, and we have some ideas to help you with Christmas cheer. Like homemade cookies, and the recipe is a snap.
Plus, we have holiday traditions, and Marie and I share some of our Christmas morning favorites.
And we try our hand at a skill that's been around for centuries, and the result might just make the perfect present for someone special.
Well, it's holiday party season, but before you head out, we check in at a local salon for some holiday hair tips.
And ladies, let's talk cars. This month, we're going to make sure you know what to do to avoid getting stranded in the cold.
But first, we get moving this month with an age-old fitness regimen that's really a knockout.
We put on the boxing gloves for a visit to the Chamber Mixed Martial Arts Gym in East Stroudsburg, and the punches fly.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, guys. Is that what we're going to do?
All right, we want to do that. We want to do that. We need some gloves, though.
Need some gloves.
Definitely need some gloves.
What we're gonna have to do first, though, we're gonna have to crawl before we start walking.
Okay.
We have to teach us some of the basics. What we're gonna learn is the jab. Most important punch with boxing is your jab. Sets everything up. Okay. This way you can measure your opponent, and you can hit him with other shots. Okay.
Okay.
Jab.
Use that.
You're gonna drop it down like a hammer,
This is your-
and you
your lead
snap it
hand.
over,
Okay.
just like a towel. If you
Right
take a
hand
towel
right
and
there.
snap somebody, the power of pow.
And what we want you to do when you do it is bend a little bit at the waist. There you go, better. And this hand, right here, elbows in. Yep, just like that. There you go.
Super straight. Boom.
Yes. And straight out, straight back.
Boom. Yes.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. Bring it back a little higher because we don't want it. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I like to protect my face.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Hands up, chin tuck. Now we're gonna do a combination. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's one of the most basic combinations you'll throw, and it's a great setup for everything you want to do in boxing and MMA.
Okay.
Okay. So it's just jab cross with that rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay.
Good. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. And now as you turn, boom, boom, boom. You see how I keep my cheeks still tight? Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Pivot
Ready?
into it. Yep. 1, 2. Yes. Excellent.
What we teach is functional boxing. A lot of places you see out on TV that they're throwing hooks and their technique isn't there. It's more of a cardio workout than actually learning something. And then here what we do is we're going to teach you how to actually defend yourself when you box. You go out in the street, something happens, God forbid, you can use what you learn here out there. Then the left. Boom, turn. And
So,
it's the same
turn.
thing. Don't lift the elbow because you're going to expose your body.
Okay.
Just from here, just straight out and turn it. Yes. So we'll go.
And is it, after the jab, is it like this, or is it?
No, it's a 1, 2.
constant.
Yes, it is. It's, as this is out, as it's coming back, that's coming
That's coming
right
right
out.
out. So you don't have
Exactly.
time to react and get a
Counter.
punch somehow in the
Yes, yes, exactly. To counter punch you. So we're gonna go with that 1, 2.
Okay.
So it's 1, 2. Good.
All right, girls, you ready for your gloves now? Let's get started with the real work.
You know, it's much harder to put on the second boxing glove than
It
the
is.
first.
It's true.
So did you put it on your dominant hand first, or your
There you go.
non-dominant hand first?
My dominant hand first. Of course, because it's easier.
Yeah,
Right,
do it
Joe,
the other
you can.
direction.
Okay, we're gonna go back to what we were just doing before, okay? But now we're gonna go a little bit snappier with it, okay?
Okay.
I think it goes to the beginning of mankind, how to protect yourself, self-defense. What happens when somebody that's not a good person wants to hurt you, and nobody's around? What do? And it is good to know that.
Do you usually start with your less dominant hand?
Well, the reason your jab, it's not just punching hard. It's your ruler. It's gonna measure the person how far they are.
Okay.
It might just be. They say keep something in their face, just a boom, so you can't see.
As a beginner, you think boxing, okay, it's all
Right.
it's all your hands, it's all punches. But everything that you talked about was a lot of footwork and moving and balance and keeping your body ready to be able to do that punch.
No, exactly. And the biggest thing is that's the foundation. Your feet, just like like, a relationship, a building. If you don't have a good foundation, it's not going to last. You're not going to be successful. That's why we always start with the footwork first. When you move, you can't have your feet all over the place and throw effectively and with any kind of power. So yeah, the footwork, it starts from the ground up.
Well, it's kind of like my golf swing. I've been working on that with my
your
golf
hips.
swing.
And
Trying
it's
to
all
your
about
hips
the
into it.
hips.
So it's just a kind of a little bit of a different direction.
Exactly. Okay, ready? Now we're going to throw that 1-2. The jab, the 2, and then you take that angle.
Okay.
1, 2. Good?
Good. So you're gonna remember splitting the target with your toes
Okay,
still.
so
So
I have to
even when
keep
you
moving,
step off, you're still gonna be splitting things. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Step. Boom. Good.
I got him up against the fence, everybody.
Good. Nice.
Excellent. There you go.
Get him, Marie.
There you go. Excellent, Marie. That's
Nice.
you're transferring that weight. Good. The way you're learning to throw right now, just like you did with that, transfer your weight. If you hit somebody with that in the street, they're probably not going to want to come and see if you get another one.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Just not to be messed
There
with.
you go. Yeah. And that's important.
How are my punches? Am I a good puncher?
Super strong. You almost hit me in the face.
I wouldn't be too worried about my punches yet.
This is going to take the place of us actually hitting you.
A real punch.
Yeah, a real punch.
So we're getting noodle?
And if you get hit with the noodle, you don't have to worry. It's not going to hurt you.
Right, but we know we did something wrong.
Yes,
Gotcha.
exactly. Great workout, full body workout. And if you do it the right way, when you're throwing punches, it's not just your arms, you're getting your body involved in it too. The core, which is the center of everything, and that's where you're going to generate your speed and your power. So to answer your question, great workout for cardio, and for your mind. You feel a lot better once you're done.
Good luck.
Hey, what's going on?
Don't hurt me!
Or just like,
Good. Go to that outside.
yeah.
You gotta throw your right hand, Ken. Yeah.
there you go.
Bam. Bam.
There you go. Good. Nice.
I feel like I'm just going to go like this.
Yeah. So what do you think, Pete? Time to put him in a cage?
I think it's time to lock him in.
Yeah.
Lock it up. Throw away the cake.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
All right, ladies, we're going to do a 3-minute round. 3 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but you're going to be moving around. Bell. That's work. Good. Good. You're circling. That's good, ladies. Excellent.
Hands up. Protect yourself.
Yep. Keep those hands
Strength
up.
up. Keep circling.
Nice.
Good.
Perfect.
Good. Keep your toes split.
Has it been 3 minutes yet?
And 55 seconds.
You've only done 1 minute so far. Yep.
There you go. It's mutual.
Yeah, there
This
you
is
go.
like mutual decide to rest. You don't realize how much, I would have thought that was more than a minute.
Yeah.
55 seconds.
Well, they got that
1 minute, 30
You
seconds.
got half a round left. You can do this.
All right,
You can
ready?
do this. I know you guys can do this.
Good work. Good work.
Yep.
Hands right back to your face. Elbows in. There you go.
That's it, Marina. I try to get her towards the cage, right up against it. Yep, there you go. Force her to where you want her. Yep.
3, 2, 1. Good work.
Great round. That was a great round, ladies. That was
I
good.
think we were floating like a butterfly. I don't know about the stinging like a bee part, though.
An out of breath butterfly.
Butterfly sting.
There you go. I'll tell you right now, you guys did great. You did great the first time you ever learned
Better than a
anything.
bunch of the guys that are in there.
Yeah, well, but you listen. You both did a lot of, the basic stuff, and you
That
did,
we were-
correct. You're having some fun and moving around, but the more you do it, the smoother you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You guys were very receptive and you did well. I think great.
I don't want to meet you in a back alley. She's still itching to hit me with that right hand.
Well, great job, ladies.
What a great workout. We really enjoyed our boxing lesson.
A big thanks to Don and Peter from Chamber MMA for working with us.
They want one lucky viewer to get a chance to train. Just visit our Facebook page, like the correct photo, and let us know who is your favorite boxer.
You could win a 1-month membership to Chamber MMA in East Stroudsburg. Good luck.
And still ahead on Talk of the Town, a great recipe for Christmas cookies from our director, Zack's grandma.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town, everyone. We are at Zack's brand new house to do some Christmas baking.
Can't make Christmas cookies without Zack's grandma. Grandma Booth is here to help us. Thanks so much.
Thanks for baking with us again.
Thank you very much.
What are we going to make today?
We're going to make coconut macaroons.
Have you tried these?
Yes. when I handed them around the neighborhood, and we all got sick from too much.
So everything in moderation, right?
Right.
What do we have to do first?
Okay. Well, first you have to open the coconut and put it in this bowl.
Whole bag?
The whole bag.
So
That's a lot
serious
of coconut.
And then you take, not this flour. This flour is for the cookie sheet. If you need that flour and the sugar, and you mix that in there.
Okay. How much of these are
Both of them, you put
She
the
measured.
whole thing in.
So it's
all-
two-thirds
all
of a
measured.
cup of sugar.
and 6
Yeah,
teaspoons
yeah.
of flour.
Yeah, the whole thing of flour.
It's not a lot of flour.
No.
Okay. And next,
And then you mix that up really well.
with our lovely snowman spatula.
Yes. And the only thing you have to measure then is the almond extract, and that goes in those egg whites there.
Oh, okay. How much do you want me to put in there?
Let's
1
see, what do
teaspoon.
1 teaspoon. Yeah.
You put it in with the egg whites?
And with the egg
Yes.
whites. So
And it
almond-
doesn't matter, you know, if you get too much or something. that
yeah,
will-
it's just a nice flavor, right? That's just a
Right,
flavoring.
right.
And then pour it in?
And pour it in there, and you have to have everything really well mixed up.
Okay. 4 egg whites all in.
And then you mix it up like crazy.
Smells good.
It's a fairly easy recipe so far.
Yes.
I missed this section.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, does
And
that
then you
look
take
mixed
it-
well?
Yes, it does. And then you take it by tablespoons full and put them on the cookie sheet.
So just like a
Just a
tablespoon.
scoop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of cute looking.
Now, are these going to expand a little bit?
No, they'll stay
Okay,
just
stay
about
just
like they
how they
are.
So you can get
That's
them pretty
nice.
close
So you can-
together.
Yes, and oh, they brown so nicely. I love toasted coconut.
Me too.
I love anything that's a cookie. Can you really go wrong if it's a cookie?
And then you just put them in the oven for 20 minutes.
A little timer for 20 minutes. Okay.
Okay, well, take about
that
half that chocolate and dump it in the top of the double boiler.
About half, you said,
Yeah,
Grandma?
thanks. And if you put just a little bit of butter or margarine in it, it makes it easier. You know, then you
To work
stir
the
it up.
chocolate a little
Yeah,
bit.
to work the chocolate.
Okay. This one's extra.
And this one. You have to taste as you go, right?
They tell you never to put the lid on it because if water falls in it, it just ruins your chocolate. It turns all white and funny.
Huh.
Oh, no.
The chocolate's good.
Well,
All right.
we can pick at that while we're...
While we're waiting for the cookies, we can pick at the chocolate. I love this woman.
Okay.
They look
Take it.
good.
They do look yummy. Get my hand under there. Okay.
You can't tell how wonderful they smell. You just have to trust us that they smell really good.
Okay, now we're going to make them look like Christmas. We're going to put chocolate on top of them.
We're just gonna take them and go upside down like this.
Yeah.
And our chocolate is melted. Oh,
Yummy.
that looks like heaven.
All right, and then that looks very Christmassy.
Okay, so you can do cherries or almonds.
Yeah.
This is like an almond joy.
That's exactly what it tastes like.
Wow, there's a lot of chocolate on that one.
Hopefully the proper person
You're
finds it.
generous.
I just really like the chocolate. You know what? This would actually be a fun thing to do with kids too.
Yeah, it's so
I thought
simple.
so too. Well, I'm doing it with kids.
There you go.
Thanks, Grandma.
Golly, at the rate you girls are going, I think maybe we could have melted all the chocolate. we have another
We
pan.
both really like chocolate.
I'm sorry, were we supposed to use our chocolate sparingly?
You can't be sparing with anything at Christmas
No.
Yeah, there you
or the
go.
holidays. Well, if you don't have enough chocolate, you just have to let a few of them nude.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Well, they're out of the freezer, they're chilled, and so I think it's time to eat.
Looks delicious.
Yeah, or you could give them as a gift.
That's a great idea.
Perfect gift for the holidays. And if you want to try this recipe, just go to our Facebook page because it's going to be listed. It's a perfect recipe for the holidays.
That's right. Thanks for helping us make them, Grandma.
Oh, it was great fun.
Let's
Thanks
try
for
'em
having
now.
me. Okay, okay. I'll take a cherry. You need coffee.
I just need more. Talk of the town, I'll be right back.
Here's something you don't want to think about during the holidays: car trouble.
I lost my keys this morning. Trust me, you always want to have a spare.
Let's face it, ladies, many of us don't know a lot about our cars.
That's why we're here at GNC Automotive in Ephrata, where a husband and wife team are trying to change that.
Ladies, let's talk cars.
All right, terrific.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am the front person here at the shop. Many times I have little old ladies that stop in and they go, you know, my husband used to do this and he's gone now and I don't know anything about cars. Or I have young ladies stop in and go, well, I'm a single mom or I'm a single woman. I don't know. My passion is to show them that they don't have to be afraid of their car. They don't have to be afraid of the shop that they visit, that they can do things for themselves on their car that are not difficult.
What happened to the wheel, Cheryl?
Well, we're lucky enough to have this car on the lift here this morning so that I can show you the brake system. Looking at this part right here, this is called your brake caliper. Okay. Now, if you look inside there, that is your brake pad.
Okay.
This metal piece is your brake rotor.
Oh, they do stuff to my rotors every single time. They resurface them? Yes, because I think I wait too long. Is that what happened?
If they say, you know, we're going to resurface your brake rotors or we're going to turn the brake rotors, what they're doing is they are taking some of this material off of the brake rotor. Okay. The only thing you want to be aware of is they're taking stuff off of the rotor.
So sooner or later, that's going to
You're going to need to
cause
replace the
trouble.
whole rotor.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, one of the first things that we do in class is I talk about how to pop the hood in your vehicle because there are some women that don't know even that.
I know where mine is in my car.
yours,
I know where
okay.
mine is. But yeah,
Okay.
so it's probably not that tough of a thing, right?
Yep, nope, not at all.
Probably similar to where. Oh, I see it.
There you go. We got the inside, now we have to come to the outside, and they're all located differently.
You have to get the
Find
safety
that
catch.
latch.
Yes, yes. All right.
Then you need this.
That's right. Not all vehicles have the hood support. Mine is right there. Some stay up naturally by themselves, others you need to have the hood support. The ones that stay up by themselves, the only warning I have is if it's an older vehicle, those springs inside
It'll
do
fall on your head.
yes.
Watch your fingers, watch your head.
I've had
Watch
some
your
old
head.
cars in my day. I remember high school and college, it was like you'd have to put a piece of wood there to prop it up while you were doing something under it.
All right, we're going to start talking about some underhood fluids here. One of the most common fluids, do either one of you know what's the first one that comes to your mind?
Oil.
Oil, you always think about oil.
There you go.
Check your oil. And I see it. It's handy dandy engine oil and it's yellows.
Not all manufacturers mark them in the same color, and they don't all say engine oil on them.
And just a dipstick doesn't mean it's oil, because there's something else with a dipstick too.
Transmission fluid.
So you don't want to
sometimes.
ever just assume, right, that
Exactly.
it's a dipstick, it's oil.
You should check your oil once a month. The reason being is your vehicle can use oil. A quart every 2,000 to 3,000 miles is normal. Now, if you have a vehicle that doesn't get its oil changed for 5,000 miles, you're still using oil. Easiest way to blow an engine, no oil in it. Do you check your own oil?
I'm going to be completely honest with you and say no.
Okay.
I'm married. That's my husband's job. That's how I view it.
Do either one of you know where to find out, if it's not clearly marked, where to find out where your oil dipstick is?
Probably in your instruction manual, which most of us never read, right? I use it as a reference book.
It would be that little plastic covered book that's in the glove box that no one ever reads.
Yes.
Owner's manual, I'm very big on talking about it because it is the Bible to your car.
Right.
So I want you to definitely at least breeze through it.
Like break the binding on the book.
Yes, yes. At least take the
Open up that
plastic
book.
off of it.
Yeah.
We're gonna warm it up for a couple of minutes. We're gonna shut it off, let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes, and then you're going to slowly pull the dipstick out. And you can put your rag down at the bottom a while. There you go. Now you're gonna wipe the oil off of there. You're gonna push it back in. You never want to force the dipstick in. You just want to kind of easily, you can turn it a little bit. There you go. Now you want to pull it back out again. But what we want to look at is to make sure that the oil level on mine is up close to the full level.
So yours is good.
Mine is good.
That's because you own a garage.
Well, yes.
If you do need oil,
Yes.
it's not getting in there. Nope. I know where it goes, but I bet you some people are like, how do you get it in there? You need a really small funnel.
We have heard stories of people trying to dump it back in there. Please don't, it causes a major mess.
That would be a major mess.
It really is. There is always an oil cap that you can take off that you can put the oil in. When you're adding oil, you don't want to just dump it in there. You want to add a little bit, pull the dipstick and check it again. Overfilling the oil is just as harmful as no oil in the engine. Any idea, can you tell me where you might find this information if it's not on the oil cap?
In that same book we talked about earlier.
I told you I'm really big on the owner's manual.
Now I have to ask about the all-important washer fluid, because that's something I do myself, especially through the winter months because you're always using your
Running out.
wipers.
Washer fluid, mine is actually located over on the side here. And much like my oil, it's marked washer fluid.
Yeah, it says washer fluid right on it.
Some people, if they don't have it, they'll put water in. Can you do that?
No. Oh, you can, but
Wintertime might be a little
It'll
challenging.
freeze, right?
yeah, you don't want to put water in because it will freeze. It will actually freeze the washer mechanisms, the washer motor. Now you're not putting a couple dollars worth of washer fluid in, now you're replacing a whole motor. So you definitely want to use washer fluid in there. So while you're under the hood, while you're checking the fluids, you can take a quick look at your hoses. Just make sure, feel them a little bit. Do they feel nice and solid? Not brittle, not hard, but nice and solid, but a little bit flexible. Make sure there's no bubbles in there. Make sure you don't see anything physically going wrong there. Everyone know, or do you both know what power steering is?
What makes it easy to drive.
There you go.
As opposed to,
When it's missing, you know.
You definitely know.
and I know there's a fluid that makes it happen.
There is. If you have ever run out of power steering fluid for whatever reason, if you have a leak, and it makes a horrible grinding noise.
Yeah. And you can't turn the wheel right.
You can turn it, but it's awful hard. I mean,
yeah.
you got to manhandle that steering wheel. That's another one of the fluids that you can check in between services. I recommend doing it, especially on a vehicle like this who needs a little tender loving care sometimes, because mine had a leak. All you gotta do is pull her out and top her off. And you want to just follow the lines on the side of the tank again. Just make sure that you're putting the right fluid in there.
I remember when I first got a brand new car, I actually opened up the manual, but not to look at any fluids, it was how to program my radio.
There you go.
And then I stopped and put it away.
And you put it away. The other thing I want to talk about before we close the hood is the battery.
Right now, I know when I'm looking at the battery, I'm used to seeing the red and the yellow for the plus and the minus, and yours doesn't have that. How would I know what's plus and minus here?
Would you want to know that in the event you have to jumpstart a vehicle? Great question. The reason I don't talk about jump-starting vehicles nowadays, our newer vehicles are computerized. Everything is computerized. Depending on whether or not you're experienced enough jump starting a vehicle, you could wipe out not only your own computer, but the other person's computer. So years ago, that would be one of the things that I would talk about, jump starting a vehicle or helping out a good, being a good Samaritan, helping out a friend, jump starting their vehicle. I don't go over it anymore. Any idea when you should check your tire pressure?
I only ever check mine when it pops up that says it's slow.
Or when you walk outside and the tire looks like it doesn't look quite right.
Do you know where to find the tire pressure for your vehicle?
Yes.
All right.
Let's go.
Inside the door.
Yes. Right here. It's probably also in the book. So for yours, it's 32 PSI.
Do you know the first very important step?
Taking off that little cap thing.
And then what are you going to do with it?
Not losing. Where did the little cap go?
Yes. Kimberly, don't lose that.
I'm not going to lose
That's your job. So if you have somebody with you, I guess that can be your job. Okay.
Sweet.
So then I always just, I saw where it was at that two, so it actually was high, so it's like 30, almost 35 pounds of pressure is what was in there.
If you have
But
too
I usually
much,
do it again, right?
there you go. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's actually at 35. So we need to take some out.
We can take some out, absolutely. The last thing you want to do is be traveling down the highway, hear that boom, 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 pull over, because in our classes we teach you how to change your flat tire, get that spare out, and it's flat. Now you have two flat tires, what are you going to do? Now you heard the little hiss when you first put it on there. That's excellent. The way you ladies are checking it is perfect.
Oh, good.
What you don't want to be doing is have the tire gauge on, cockeyed or whatever, and
It's going
hear.
shh. Yeah, so you're just letting air out of your tire.
Exactly.
So after having one Let's Talk Cars class, can people feel more comfortable? Are ladies going to be like, oh, I know what I'm doing now?
I think they will be. I think that showing them how to check the underhood fluids, showing them that there's not just oil underneath there, gives them a sense of empowerment, gives them a sense of accomplishment. It's not going to be anything technical. It's not going to be anything that's over anybody's head. It is all going to be basic things. But again, it's going to be basics that you can do in between services.
Starting in January, GNC Automotive in Ephrata will be running Ladies Let's Talk Cars. The classes are monthly and free.
But you do have to register. Check out their website or Facebook page to save your spot.
Don't go anywhere. Next, we pick up the knitting needles and start a holiday project. Guess what we're doing for our next segment?
Well, people have been doing this since the 13th century. It's a productive skill everyone should try.
Not only very productive, but it also lets you tap into your creative side. We were invited to Maiden Yarns on Route 209 in Broadheadsville. Owner Morphia Fava carries a complete selection of yarn. She and knitting instructor Laurie Lee offer classes from knitting basics to advanced personal appointments and even group classes.
We're here for the West End. We are a community store. Like I said, you need yarn in a pinch, you want to do a quick gift. We have fantastic scarf yarn. Or you want to come in and you just need help on reading a pattern, or maybe there was something wrong in the writing of the pattern and you just need to jog it out with somebody else, or just to get inspiration for your next project. We could suggest fibers and weights of yarn or colors, and that's always a fun thing to do. I keep a whole library of pattern books, and I invite people to come in and browse, have a seat, and look through all our magazines and books for inspiration as well. Want to try?
Yeah, Marie, this is yours. Go for it.
Just give it a little
Am I going this?
pull.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
going this direction. Okay. And then this will ensure that when I'm working later, hopefully I don't end up with a tangled mess.
That's right. Exactly.
I've had that experience.
Go back.
Zach, wait.
Issue. I'm having an issue.
Go back. Just go back. He thinks it's funny.
It is
It is funny.
There you go.
All right, I'm trying to pay better attention.
All right. And here's your birthday cake.
All right.
It's like a little birthday cake. I'm gonna go fast until it looks like I'm in trouble. And then I'll slow down.
Wow, she's going fast.
Wait, it's stuck over there now.
It's okay. No.
Yeah, it's twisted.
No.
Is it? Keep going. Pull.
No, the whole thing will come down.
Oh, geez.
She's gonna dump all that yarn on the ground.
Alrighty, you're good.
Kim, I have a feeling this is supposed to be the really easy part.
You're in trouble again. That's what happens when you go too fast.
Already we have issues, and we haven't even gotten knitting needles yet.
Oh boy.
Ah, there we go.
We are going to be making a cowl, and we are going to be doing it in a circle.
Okay.
So we're going to go around and around and around. Traditional knitting needles are straight needles, and they're two pointy sticks. And when we knit with traditional straight needles, we have a lot of movement in our arms, and we're flapping, kind of like a chicken, which is wonderful. But let's say we want to knit on the bus or the subway. And when we knit with circular needles, we don't have all that extra motion. Take any end and just make a little slip knot and put the needle through that little slip knot, just like this.
Okay.
And then just pull it gently. Okay? So that that one little stitch says, "Hello, needle. Happy to meet you." And we've started our project.
Okay.
We don't want anything tight in knitting. It should be nice and loose and relaxed.
Okay. That's not therapeutic knitting.
No. Now we're going to take our other needle and we're going to make sure that our cables are not all whopper-jawed.
What is that?
Whopper jaw.
What?
The thingy isn't all whopper-jawed. Okay.
That means discombobulated.
Like that? Is that whopper
Or
jaw?
twisted. That would be whopper jaw. Twisted. So you want to make sure that everything is
Like
nice
that.
and
That makes a happy face.
Excellent.
Casting on was a little bit of a challenge, but soon we were on our way to creating our first row of stitches.
You're training your fingers and your brain to do something brand new
That you haven't done before.
that you've never done before. So it's okay to be a little bit unfamiliar.
There's so many beneficial factors to knitting.
Yeah.
For children, it's kid-friendly. It teaches them hand-eye coordination. It teaches them, counting, constantly counting, which is imperative. Our youngest student is 5.
Now, so we've been sitting here maybe, 10 minutes or so?
Barely.
And we're already not asking for guidance on every stitch.
That's right.
In the beginning, I was thinking, wow, I hope I actually can figure this out. But
I'm very happy to see that you caught on very quickly like that.
talk about the fact that it used to be grandmas would knit. And now it's not necessarily just grandmas.
Oh, no.
Well, now it's George Clooney and Brad Pitt.
Julia-
Russell
knit?
Crowe
Julia
and Julia Roberts and Vanna White.
Dakota Fanning, Cameron Diaz, celebrities knit a way to de-stress from their everyday, life in the paparazzi can be hectic, so they do it for relaxation purposes as well as wearing their garments. They've worn and fashioned their garments. You've seen them on the cover of People magazine. If you don't continue showing and teaching the art, it will die.
It will be
Now,
lost.
how, you've said before, Kim, that your grandmother taught you how to crochet. So it wouldn't exist if she didn't teach you. And then maybe somebody around doesn't have grandma to show them, or their grandma never picked up that skill. We're here for those people who want to just experience it.
You're everybody's grandma.
I'm everybody's grandma.
I would think that this is good, like for dexterity
Yes.
and just to keep your hand-eye coordination going.
It is. There are proven
Instead
medical
of video
benefits.
games?
Yes, there's proven medical benefits behind knitting. I know some people have, who had partial paralysis or had some kind of nerve damage in their hands, that they do it for therapy.
Okay, you're ready to join your work.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I am.
All right, you go, girl.
I don't know how to do it yet.
All right. This is a ring marker, and you're going to put him on this needle.
Okay.
And this is going to tell you where you began
Okay.
as you go round and round.
So that's the beginning.
That's the beginning. You're doing well.
I counted, I only have 58, so I really need to get going.
Oh my.
You have some catching up to do over there.
Okay, now you're ready to start.
Okay.
Marie's on her second row.
She's an overachiever in the world of
Here's the yarn you
knitting.
want to knit with.
I have knitting forming.
You do?
It's all good.
Now, do you ever have somebody with who comes in with just knitting needles and a whole bunch of stuff attached and says, "What do I do next?"
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
And that's okay? Is that a challenge to you? You like that?
We love it.
Yeah. Well, now that we've learned the basics, we just can relax and knit.
That's right. We don't have to sit at the kitchen table. We can come over, chill on the sofa, and maybe even watch a movie.
Knitflix is a event we hold once a month, third Friday of every month, where you bring your knitting or your crocheting down and we air a movie. We give coffee. You can get help with your knitting that day, but you could get some knitting done for the holidays without interruption. And it's from 6 to 8 on the third Friday of every month. We're also open for groups. There's a lot of church groups. If they want to take a break from hosting, they're more than welcome to come use the shop. Oh, I dropped a stitch. And so did you, Kim.
I dropped like 4 of them.
And I dropped 1.
So now what do you have to do? Go back?
Cry.
I got mine back in. How about you?
Yeah. We should show them spit splicing. Oh, yeah. Oh. It's disgusting, but it's so cool.
So I'm going to join them together like this. And I'm going to wrap them together. And now I'm going to ask the lovely Madison to put them in her mouth and suck on them until they're soaking wet. Just suck on them all the way
spit
across.
part, I take it.
Yeah.
All the way across.
I think there's
You're going
spit
to put them in your
splice.
hands and you're going to rub them as hard and as fast as you can.
As we continued laughing and working on our projects, we decided to model some of the great pieces you can see at Maiden Yarns.
A knitted gift is priceless. You know, depending on who it came from, it's endearing to have something made that somebody took their time, because there's a lot of time put into knitting to give you a handmade garment that would last, I mean, virtually forever if you take care of it.
Morphia and Laurie at Maiden Yarns in Broadheadsville would like you to give knitting a try. One lucky viewer will win a pattern holder and a free beginner's class.
Just find the proper photo in our December album on Facebook and tell us what kind of project you'd like to knit for your chance to win.
Coming up next, we talk about Christmas morning traditions and we share our favorites that we've been doing for years. Don't go away. Hey Kim, did you tell Zack about the Christmas tradition shoot we were going to do this morning?
Absolutely. I think he was supposed to be here a half hour ago.
Think we should just get started without him?
Yeah, probably we should.
So a Christmas morning tradition in my house has always been monkey bread. I make it the night before. When we get up in the morning, pop it in the oven, and after everybody's done opening the presents, it's ready. And it's a great treat. Everybody loves it. So, first thing we do, Kim, do you have this? All right, I have my bundt pan. Really simple. Spray it up. All ready. Stick of butter into the microwave.
So far, so good. Okay, what's next?
All right, well then we just make cinnamon and sugar, and you can make the cinnamon and sugar any way you want. I don't even really measure it. I just kind of put some sugar in the bowl.
Looks like about a cup, maybe more.
Yeah, you can always make more if you run out. The cinnamon's what you can just eye up because you just want to measure it.
That's not strong enough. I'm gonna need more cinnamon, I think. Well, maybe not. Can you get it?
Yep, all good.
Okay, now you can use just regular roll biscuits. You can make your own homemade bread if you want to, however difficult you want this to be, or if you want it to be really easy, these are great. And that's what I typically have done, just use the easy, ready to bake biscuits.
Because you don't need one more thing to do on Christmas
No,
Eve.
you really don't. Each biscuit, just cut into 4. And then it's simple as simple can be. You just take each piece of dough into the butter, into the cinnamon and sugar, and drop it into the pan.
Reese, show me what it looks like so far.
Okay. And you're just gonna keep on cutting as many biscuit rolls as you need to fill this up. Bake it at 350, and it's a delicious treat. Can't believe Zach's not here yet. Kim, why don't you lock down that camera and come help me finish this?
Okay, you got it. All right, camera's locked down.
There you go. Since my kids were little, we've been doing this every year.
It does seem like a fun, easy thing that kids could help with.
Yeah.
Zach must have really overslept.
Then to the oven.
To the oven.
All right, well, the monkey bread's in the oven, Kim. It's your turn. Tell us your holiday tradition. I'm rolling.
Thanks, Ree. Okay, well, you know I love chocolate, and for as long as I can remember, on Christmas morning, we would have hot chocolate and open the presents. And it's kind of evolved to a little bit more from scratch recipe than instead of the packets, but you can do packets too. So I always get Hershey's cocoa, and there's a recipe for favorite hot cocoa right on the side. So it's simple, you do it all in a saucepan.
Is that your favorite one, the one on the side too?
Yep. Of course, I add a little extra chocolate.
Of course.
But that's just me. Okay, so you use a 1/4 cup of cocoa, or about that, and everything just goes right in the saucepan. 1/2 cup of sugar, already measured that out. You have to turn this on and let it go. 4 cups of milk. Ooh. In it goes. Have to wipe up a little bit. Okay, a little bit vanilla. It says on here, I think, is it a 1/2 teaspoon? 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. I love vanilla.
A glug.
A glug, or a glug or 3. A glug or 3. And then a little bit of water. Just a little. And then you stir. And that's it, doesn't get any easier. So this just has to cook for a little bit and get hot.
Can we take a look?
Sure.
Yummy.
Not yet, but it will be.
All right, I'm gonna lock this down, Kim, and I'm gonna come check the monkey bread.
Okay, sounds good.
Still a ways to go.
Okay. Well, while we wait for the monkey bread
and Zach,
we can knit.
I mean, this took about a 1/2 an hour. Yum. Ready for our Christmas morning traditions?
Yes, I am, and boy, do they smell good.
Mm-hmm. Yummy.
You put this on the table, and I'm gonna get us some hot cocoa. And Zach is missing out big time.
Yes, he is. You're in the shot.
All right, first thing you do, if you like marshmallows, I always put them in the bottom of the cup because then they start to melt a little faster. Let's see how I do pouring. Oh, you're gonna have a little spill, Marie. I'll wipe it up. Or more than a lot. Okay. You always.
I think I'm gonna get you a ladle for Christmas.
Yeah. I have a ladle, but it's at my house. Always you need to leave room for your whipped cream. Because you have to have whipped cream. And at my house, you get some chocolate chips on top. Let's eat. Well, Marie, it's a shame Zach is missing all of this.
It is, but here's to Christmas morning traditions.
I'll get him.
Hi, Zach.
Zach, where you been? You're just in time for food.
We have your hot chocolate and your monkey bread.
Okay.
We shot it all ourselves.
What is this?
This is my Christmas morning tradition, hot cocoa.
Okay.
And this is my Christmas morning tradition, monkey bread.
What's monkey bread?
Monkey bread, cinnamon, sugar, biscuits, and you just bake it all up, and it's like
Yum.
a cinnamon biscuit. You're gonna have to try it.
All
But
right.
we want to know where you've been and what's your Christmas morning tradition?
Yes.
My Christmas morning tradition is sleeping in.
Of course, it's perfect.
And it has a couple of ingredients. Need a bed, and I need 4 pillows. I need
4 pillows.
Yeah, I need a pillow to hold, a pillow for between my legs, a pillow for under my head, and a pillow for over my head.
You're complicated.
Yeah. Oh, plus a fan and some white noise. But I got a great night's sleep last night.
Apparently so.
We're glad. Let's
eat.
dig in.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. All month long, we've been doing our knitting homework, and we finished our projects.
I can't wait to wear my knitted cowl to help keep me warm all winter long.
I enjoyed knitting so much, I even finished a second one, and I'm on my third for 3 knit-worthy people I know.
That's impressive. But now it's time to get ready for that big Christmas party or your night out on the town to ring in the new year.
We wanted to try something different this year, so we stopped by Mint Salon and Spa in Jim Thorpe to get swept away.
We've got some big holiday plans, so we're here at Mint Salon and Spa in Jim Thorpe.
And that's because we decided we didn't want to do this ourselves, so we're here to get some great holiday hair.
Let's get started.
Okay, so Mary, what are you gonna do to my hair?
So, well, the end result is going to be a big surprise. You have no say, and then I do.
I'm excited, actually.
But first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna curl all of your hair. I sprayed a little bit of hairspray first so that it will hold the curl nice for you. Sometimes if you don't spray it with hairspray first, the curl's not gonna hold. And that's for everyone who says they can't curl their hair themselves at home. So all you have to do is spray a little bit with hairspray. So basically, it's just a whole head of curls first, and then we'll go into the updo.
And updo. Okay, cool.
All right, so Cassie, what are you going to do to my hair?
Well, I'm gonna do more of a polished look. We're gonna do a low updo.
Okay.
I might go to the side. I'm gonna see which way I like it the best, but we're gonna give you a little volume in the crown and do a sleeker, nice, all curls in the back.
Sounds nice.
It's a great look so far, don't you think?
It always gets ugly before it gets pretty.
Yeah.
It's fun not doing it yourself.
It is fun not doing it yourself. I'm not sure about this, Mary.
Mary Kim is ready to go out.
Yes, she is.
Tell us what you did.
Well, first what I did was I curled all of her hair, and then I took the front.
There's a lot of height.
Yes, she has short bangs. They're very straight.
She's not used to it off of her face. Do you
so
have that
not used to
sometimes
it.
with people?
Yes.
Like you
Oh,
have to get used to
absolutely.
seeing
Yeah,
yourself, right?
Absolutely. And I just pinned it back with a little bit of a poof, smoothed out the top here, and then I French braided it on both sides. And then what I did to the back was I just kind of messy pinned it up and like
Yeah, you used all
curl
those
type of thing,
curls.
but made it more so kind of flowed with the top and went down more into like a mohawk type of look, and it wasn't like all over the place.
All
in
over,
the back.
so it's not wide, it's
Yes.
nice and slender, sleek. Yeah, it's very pretty. Are you ready?
Thank you.
I am ready.
Thank you, Mary!
Cassie, tell us what you did to Marie's hair.
Well, I did a low bun-ish kind of thing to the side. What I did was I curled her whole head. I teased the top around the crown to give it just a little bit of height. I ended up swooping the hair over to this side and just did some loose like pin curls around the back, and I swooped her bang over into it on this side.
It's a very romantic sort of look.
Low and loose.
Low and loose. Great for a party?
Yes.
I'm ready for a party. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Cassie and Mary brought in a couple models to share other festive looks for the holidays.
I curled all of the curls back away from her face and then just finger combed them, and just on the one side I rolled it and I used 2 bobby pins to pin back just one side.
I curled it all with a bigger curling iron, the wand I used, and I curled it all the way around, all flipping backwards. And then I went through and I teased the whole crown of her head. And then I did a slight braid around it and did a half up, half down look.
We've got great news for one lucky viewer. Just go to our Facebook page, like the correct photo, and let us know how you are celebrating the holidays for a chance to win a free updo style from Mint Salon and Spa.
There's only one thing left to do.
Celebrate, and wherever you celebrate, be
the talking of the town.
All right, down to your left. Your other left.